all. Good morning. Happy Tuesday. I hope everyone is doing great. I see a lot of people in here this morning. Good morning, everyone. I see new faces and I see my friends. So good morning to all. Anyways, I hope everybody's having a wonderful Tuesday morning. We're getting started late today just because yesterday we got started entirely too early. Over that mess. I couldn't sleep yesterday after 3 a.m. So decided to go live around 6:15. I didn't want to do that today. We'll get started shortly on this. We've got a lot of stuff to cover today, not just related to Summer Wells and Don Wells. Many of you guys don't know, but I tried to have a visitation with Don Wells virtually. I should have probably went up there while I was in Georgia or South Carolina to do an in-person visitation because I don't think that goes against his visitation. But I decided to try to do it virtually so I could. Let me plug myself in. I'm not charging here. There we go. And, many of you guys know even my opposition to Don Wells and Candace, I've still always been able to, he's always talked. Of course he was 3 sheets to the wind and, and loved to hear himself speak. But at the end of the day, he's always talked. And for the first time in a really long time, Don Wells just doesn't want to say anything. And we have to remember, the comments the sheriff, Ronnie Lawson, stated about them not cooperating and them lawyering up. So with Don, being in isolation and not being able to speak to anybody makes you wonder. He has an opportunity to speak and share his story. And for the first time, he keeps his mouth shut. So makes you wonder. Good morning. Welcome to the Bullhorn Betty Coffee Club. This is the official coffee club mug. So if you guys love to support this channel and love what we do here on the Bullhorn Betty channel, please consider stopping by the merchandise site and getting your official coffee mug club, or we have a wide variety of other products, including tumblers. You could be a coffee club member with a tumbler, keep your beverages cold or your beverages hot. Anyways, we're going to go through some stuff. We're not going to go right into the meat and potatoes of this live. We're going to cover a couple other things. And one of the other things is Ernie Shell, right? So Ernie Shell, we found out, I'm sure it was all over. I mean, my phone blew up all day yesterday talking about Ernie Shell. So many of you guys know that Ernie Shell, I got an email or a text from one of my mods saying, Ernie is, talking about the cyberbullying, stuff like that. And many of you guys know what I have gone through here. Good morning, all. Good morning. Oh, nice to see you, Pink. Nice to see you. Thank you for coming. And Saints Rocketal. Love it. Good morning, LS. Good morning, everyone. Everybody knows Jackie. Let me just go through it. Let me make you guys just say hi to everyone. Why not? We have some time, right? So Anissa, my girl Anissa, Karen, I love it. Thank you guys for being here. Jackie, good morning. Diesel Puppy, good morning. Ride or Die. You know what? I love the Ride or Die. I always, my best friend, it's kind of funny. My besties, I always call my Ride or Dies. And they actually have to be like my best friend, Laura. She is literally been with me for 20 years. Her and I, and it's crazy how we met. I won't go into that, but her and I didn't always get along when we first met at all. Like, we have such a similar personality and we're such a acquired taste that, it was almost like I don't know. It's crazy. But her and I have been together for 20 years. We've been besties. I love her to death. Big shout out to Laura. I know she watches here and there. I know she's at work right now, but I want to give her a shout out because I love her so much and I don't get to see her like I used to. So I've got to start making way for my bestie. She's always been there. She has supported me through everything, all my ups, all my downs. And along with my mom, my mom's always been there for me as well. So big shout out to Mom and Laura this morning. We love you here. So, Crystal, good morning. Swiss Miss, I love that. You know what? It's probably time. You guys get your beverage. I don't care what beverage. Maybe you need some Swiss Miss. Sorry, I had to do it. PB&J, Tennessee. Oh, I just got that. Sorry. You've been in here for a little minute. I just got that. Very clever. Very clever. Patricia, good morning. Good morning. The other Karen, good morning. Jackie, did I say good morning to you? Crime Stories Obsessed. Oh, it's nice to see you in here. Thanks for joining. Thanks for joining. I hope you're doing well across the ocean. Colleen, good morning. Sherry Ann, Nat, hey, from England. Thank you. Another one from across the ocean. Thank you. Let's see. Did I say Sherry Ann? Good morning, Sherry Ann, if I didn't. Pink, good morning. Colleen, good morning. St. Rocketel, I said that right. Oh, Michelle, it's nice to see you in here. And Harley. Anne, Bren, pretty high. Pretty and high. I love that. I love that. We just did a segment on cornbread hemp. Cornbread hemp. We just did a segment on that. He was he's now selling that, but he was the author for Cornbread Mafia. Really great guy, very knowledgeable about the topic, and just a great author. I wish he still did writing because he was very good at what he did, but he's moved on and moved up. So, good morning, Jovi. Good morning, Spike. Vicky, nice to see you this morning. Nice to see you, Amber. Lady Sam, I think I got everybody so far. Don't forget to go out and like this channel, like, share, and subscribe. Don't keep me a secret. We do a lot of stuff here. We cover a lot of different cases. I still haven't, we're still preparing the, I'll go into that here in just a little bit. Let me just make sure we're doing okay on our channel as people start coming in, and then we'll get started. We're doing good so far. So, Cheshire Cat, slap that. I'm not going to say it, but good morning, all. Good morning. So I don't know what it is here in Florida. It looks gorgeous outside, at least when I was up at 6:30. The light was just coming up. It looked gorgeous outside. Don't forget to get your coffee. I love coffee. I've got to whiten my teeth today. I got to whiten my teeth in my hair, which I keep forgetting. I got to go the opposite way. There we go. I've got my roots are just going crazy. I can get my hair back to the way it was. Wrong way. The camera's opposite. I forget the camera's opposite. So at any rate, we're going to be going over the call that I made to Don Wells. We're going to be, and I looked at it. You guys were going to go ahead and see it. But I realized that after I was recording on my phone, you know how you have those recorders that can actually, like the screen record. Well, apparently the one I've got does not record on phone calls, which is crazy. So I didn't know that. So when I was going back to prepare for the show last night, excuse me, my allergies are going crazy. They're going to be going crazy for the next month or two. When I went back to the screen record, I realized that it didn't record the sound. Like any other time I'm on there, you can hear me, and I'm recording, you can hear me typing, you can hear me doing all this, doing all that. So it's like it records literally everything. And this didn't record my voice, and it didn't record the person's voice on the other end. And we'll go through what was being said with that. So Lady Sam, good morning. Good morning, all. Good morning. I'm glad for all you guys to be here. And again, don't forget to like this program, this, what's the baking soda? What's that for? What did he talk about, Patricia? Are you talking about for my roots? I got powder here. I got this bleach powder. I got bleach powder and some L'Oreal processor, whatever that stuff is. Buckeye, good morning. Good morning. Oh, Amy, it's nice to see you here this morning. Nice to see you. So, we have a lot of things. You guys always send me a lot of stuff through my Gmail. And it's very good. It's very good. Oh, for your teeth, yeah. Oh, got it. Baking soda for my teeth. Yeah, I use like crust with baking soda and whitening, but I have the Zoom whitening trays. And I used to use them when I was smoking cigarettes because my teeth used to get yellow from the nicotine. And I don't smoke cigarettes anymore, so I drink coffee, and I realized the coffee is starting to stain. Not near. It doesn't stain your teeth near as bad as the cigarettes did, but I can notice that. And I used to whiten my teeth literally every 2 weeks, and I haven't whitened my teeth in literally, I want to say, 6 months. So today is the day to whiten it all, right? To do the hair, do the teeth, and hopefully tomorrow I will be gleaming. Good morning, Tammy. It's nice to see you. It's nice to see all you guys here today. So just without further ado, we're going to go over some things. There's some sad stuff going on in this world, and there's some, all the stuff we deal with pretty much is sad. We also I talked to a gal that's missing her daughter. They came in here on the same day that Jackie Leith came in here to talk about Monisha, which I did get some information from GBI. It wasn't a whole lot of information related to Monisha Leash. She was, out, and I actually spoke to, and I forgot to write her back, so I'll probably do that today. It was a gal that was last to see her with her husband before she disappeared, and I'm interested in seeing what she has to say. She was very hesitant. She was open to speak to me, so I've just got to reach out to her now that I'm back. I should have done it yesterday, but I was doing a whole bunch of paperwork, doing a whole bunch of setting up for today, because yesterday was kind of I wasn't expecting that. I get an email, a text message. Thank you. A text message at 3 a.m. Well, that's when I seen it about this joker. He knows he never around, but somehow he's some kind of psychic and knows information. I just wish these people would quit allowing their hate to affect their integrity and judgment. I really would. Just because you don't like anybody doesn't mean you go out there and intentionally lie about them. And I felt like that was the issue that he had. He doesn't like one person, and because another person's associated with that person. Oh, good morning, Gramsci. Because that person's associated with them, it's like, okay, well, let's do character assassination here. No. I mean, we record everything. We have everything to back us up. We do not break the law, for the love of God. I mean, everybody has literally, since we've been on, how long have I been on YouTube now? Like 4 or 5 months. How many times have people tried to allege that we, our team, including me, breaks the law? They're trying to allege that because I got in trouble 20 years ago, I'm this horrible person, and they do that crap to Jonathan, and they're out there literally stating Jonathan is on probation. That man hasn't been on probation for like a decade. A decade. At what point? This is another topic of conversation. We're not going into it right now. But at what point do people get to move on with their life? At what point? But that's all they've got. They've got nothing. All they have is somebody's past, because they're doing amazing work. That's all they got. They can't dog them for stuff they're doing right now, right? So they dig. They have to literally go and dig and tear somebody's life apart to find something. That's got to be a miserable life. I don't do that. Not unless you are on. Oh, thank you, love. Thank you. We appreciate the support. Not unless you're literally, um, if you're on my target list, if you've committed a crime and you're missing somebody or you murdered somebody, yeah, I'm going to tear your life apart. How many lives have I tore apart on YouTube? Right? The only person I ever looked into, and it was because a report was sent to me, not because I actually went out there and looked into them. It's because a report was sent into me, and it was for Cam. That's the only person I've ever looked into, and it was because it was handed to me, and it was quite shocking, quite frankly. you know, a lot worse than mine, in my opinion. A lot worse. But that was the only person. I don't do that. I've got better things to do with my time, like research cases and try to help families and try to help victims. That's what I like to do with my time. So, this Joker didn't like Jonathan and is trying to throw just like that white boy guy that's still trying to stay relevant. He needs to go back to prison too. Anyways, enough of that. Yeah. I can tell you that, somebody that doesn't have a pristine background has to work 100,000 times harder than the person that does, because they have to prove themselves, and not just prove themselves. They have to keep constantly proving themselves over and over and over again because of the stigma. And so be it. And so be it. If you don't have what it takes to build yourself back up and move on with your life, then you just don't have what it takes, and it's sad. But don't give up. Don't give up. You always want to put one foot in front of the other. Never let anyone hold you back. And I'm not the only person out there. I'm not the only person out there, right? There's a lot of people, even some of the people that are in this chat, been through the same thing. It's sad. So, all right. So we're moving on with this. We've got quite a few people in here. Let me just check I just like to chat until I get hit, and then I can move on with my day because I don't want people. Good morning, Alex. Good morning. Good morning, Miss Angela. Nice to see you in here. Nice to see you in here. So again, we have some really sad news to report about a little 18-month baby. His name was Jose. I actually pulled a clip to run on here, and then I got, of course, my mother calls me, and my mom's a very sensitive woman. She loves children. She loves children. We all do, right? I mean, that's why we're here. We all love children. Hi, Ruby. And then to hear this little boy, lost his life. It doesn't seem like anything nefarious or anything. Mom went in to clean up one of the kids, came out, baby was gone. And it sounds like he fell into the septic. The septic wasn't covered properly. The board for the top of the septic was rotted. And after draining it, they found him, and it's heartbreaking. And just want to send the condolences, our love and support to the family. It is just it's horrible, and the guilt that she must be going through right now is got to be just eating her alive. So we just really want to, say a prayer for her, for the family, and for the little boy this morning. And good morning, Chadwell. Good morning. Yes, we are working on the Delphi murders. I do not have any updates today, but we'll be speaking about them briefly tomorrow. And guess what? Guess what we get? Well, guess what I get today? I get to see Olivia. Olivia's coming over here. Today, we're going to be, we're gearing up to go on our trip in Michigan. In May. So we're doing as many of you guys know. Hello, Rachel. Hello, Rachel. 150 seconds. Nice to see you. Nice to see you. The answer is no. And the answer is no. First of all, I'm not scared of anybody. If I was scared of somebody, I would not be here because of all the stuff I've already gone through. Secondly, I only respond to people that actually have integrity if that upsets people, then I let it upset people. But for her to still be talking about me, I've never said nothing about this woman. So, if you guys, why would I address somebody that I could care less about? Okay. So there you go. There's my response. Maybe whoever wants to, be on here and be a silent viewer, I could care less what this lady spreads about me. She's got nothing better to talk about, right? About put other people or trying to kill her audience. Anyways, now that we can move on, and if anybody wants to unsubscribe to me because I have no affiliation with Marissa, go, by all means, go ahead. I haven't said anything about her. Many of you guys know that. I keep my mouth shut about everyone that talks about me, not just her, everyone, because I got to actually have respect, or they have to actually be anything of importance to me for me to respond. So if you're not important, I don't respond to you. It's plain and simple. You got to remember, she didn't build me here on the YouTube channel like she wants to make everybody think. I have plenty of followers on TikTok that has followed me over here. I have plenty, and many of you guys have followed me from Twitter. So it's like, whatever. I have my own base. I have my own following. I'm my own woman. I don't need anybody to make me or break me. So take that back. Don't know, clip it. I don't care. Do what you got to do. Do what you got to do. So, yeah, and you can. I would never, ever, I'm not that kind of person that says you can't watch this person. And many of you guys know that. I mean, that's what you guys love about it. I even some of these people was watching other channels and still do that. Absolutely talk crap about me. I don't care. I'm a liberty person. You do what you do, you baby. You want to watch that? Watch it. You want to watch me? Watch me. I don't care. I'm not one of those people. If one of my mods wanted to mod for somebody that absolutely, I don't care. As long as they're a great mod, I don't care. I really don't care. Many of you guys don't know. I really don't care. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. People are going to believe what they want to believe. 150. They are. And if I had to stop the show to address every single attack and every single lie about me, my show would be 100% about me. I just can't do it. People are going to do whatever they're going to do. The only reason why I really took the bull by the horns and addressed Nerdy Addict yesterday is because he was basically trying to say that our team committed a federal crime. I mean, that's what he was implying. And, if I really did want to, talk about it, I've got so much stuff, because you got to remember, I always had a recorder on me, and I'll show you my recorder. I've got so many conversations, literally so many conversations that people didn't even realize were being recorded by my own team, because this stays on me at all times. You see that? Literally stays in here all day and records 8 to 12 hours of data all day long, whether or not my phone is on or not. So can you imagine the conversations in Tennessee for our second trip that are right here that I even forgot was recording? Just think about that. If I really wanted to, just saying. So getting on, I'm just going to go ahead and play a clip. This is going to be a really sad clip. I apologize to you. This is before I found out that poor baby was gone. And then we've got another one that's right behind it about another missing person that we just want to, bring some attention to. So I'm going to go ahead and bring this up if I can. Again, this is before we found out that baby was, oops, sorry, hold on. Let me move this over here.
News4Jax starts right now with a breaking news alert.
We're continuing to follow that breaking news alert. The Putnam County Sheriff's Office is searching for this missing child, Jose Lara. He disappeared just after 1 this afternoon. He was last seen playing in the backyard of his home in Crescent City. Authorities are sparing no expense in bringing Jose home. News4Jax reporter Bree Isom is live. Bree, investigators do not believe he was abducted. Rather, they believe he is just a lost child.
Yeah, so deputies say that the kid can walk well, so they believe that he has just wandered off. We are still here right off of US 17. The scene is still active right now. You see a lot of law enforcement here trying to look for Jose. They're not stopping until they find him. Now, the chief deputy tells us with Putnam County Sheriff's Office, he says that Jose went missing around 1:15 this afternoon. They received the call at 1:45, and deputies went on scene just 5 minutes after that. He was last seen playing in the backyard with a sibling. Deputies say the mother took the sibling into the home to wash the sibling up, came back outside, and Jose was gone. Now, deputies again say that he can walk well. They have bloodhounds out here searching for him. They did say that they found a toy that they believe to be his back in a wooded area behind his home, which is right off of US 17 here. Now, a lot of outreach has come from the community, and deputies say that they haven't put together a volunteer group yet to search, but they will let us know if they do. And again, they're not stopping until they find Jose. They also have helicopters up right now. Marion County has their helicopter up looking for him. Any signs of him, law enforcement is not stopping until they find him. I'm reporting live in Putnam County. Bree Isom, Channel 4, the local station.
So that was recorded yesterday afternoon before I got the word that he is no longer with us. They did find him in the septic. Apparently there was some rotten wood, and poor little boy just fell through. And such a shame, such a shame. Kind of wish that was the first place that they had chose to look. Hello, Edie. Hello, Ellie. Good morning. Good morning, Miss Robin. Hi, Rachel. Yeah, I know, right? We want to know. We definitely want to know. And we're going to go into, again, and we're going to show some other interviews. I know we've showed them in the past related to Don Wells, but since I wasn't able to get the interview, we're going to discuss the interviews that we previously had. And we're going to talk about those. Good morning, Sue. I don't think I said hi to you this morning. Betty Fan, good morning. It's nice to see you here. Nice to see you here. Big good morning. Big good morning. New England girl, big good morning to you too. So, yeah, he is. He's cute. Believe it or not, I've got that's next. That's coming up next. Thank you. And again, these are things that were provided to me by our audience here. And it's Tanisha Griffin. So let's go ahead and get her pulled up here. And get back over here. Without further ado. I hate when that thing pops up.
This side update tonight from the family of Tanisha Griffin. They tell News Channel 8 tonight that she has died. Family reported the 27-year-old mother missing to Tampa police last Monday. Police say she was last seen in South Tampa driving her white Nissan car. Today, we learned the Pasco County Sheriff's Office is taking the lead in this investigation into her death. They say it is still active, and right now they aren't releasing more details.
So that's about it for her. There's not a whole lot going on, but, you know, even though they're not releasing anything, I can tell you just by the fact that they aren't releasing a whole lot related to her, it tells me that this is probably something that has foul play associated with it. And it's probably somebody that they know, so they don't want to, yeah, it's kind of funny about that. They probably don't want to release too much information, especially if they're hot on the trail of the perpetrator. So good morning. Good morning. Oh, Mama Bear of 10. It's nice to see you. Yeah, it's very horrible. Absolutely. Yeah, I agree. I agree. It should be the first place to check, especially for the rural areas that do have septic tanks. They're just, you know, and like in our area, we used to, everybody here in Manatee County had septic tanks at one point in time. It was just something. And then, of course, they converted over to, either city or county water. There's still people out in the, rural areas that have septic tanks. And, they're supposed to have the concrete top to them. Some of them don't. Some of those concrete tops crack for whatever reason, somebody driving a car over them or something to that effect. And then people don't have the money to replace the concrete top. So they just put plywood on it. Leaves and everything sit on that plywood and just rot it. And, you take a tiny little kid that's learning to walk and steps on it just right, and through it they go. And that's what it sounds like happened in this scenario. And again, we just, we want to provide, our condolences to the family. The family is, I'm sure, absolutely grieving. I mean, think about it. You turn your head for a split second and your entire world changes. It is something that I don't know. I've never felt. And only the people that have gone through that know that kind of pain. And it is just the thought of it is just horrific. And it's almost unbearable thinking, oh, good morning, Ronnie. Good morning. I'm glad to see you here. It's nice to see you, my friend. Nice to see you. So we have 225 people in here. Go out there and smash the like button for me if you would be so kind to do so. My TV's not about to fall. It's actually, I was playing with it yesterday. It's on a, I was trying to see because I'm going to be removing it here shortly. So it's on a bracket. So it's not plenty. It's not about to fall. I was sitting there seeing what it would take to get it, to remove it yesterday. So, because I don't use it. It's a computer and I can actually turn it on. It's got a keyboard here. We could actually be playing stuff behind my face if I so chose. But it is a computer up there and it's what I used to watch stocks with. So I don't do that anymore. And it can be brought down at any time. I'm going to be doing something else. And as you guys notice, right behind me here, Gabby Petito's picture is missing because it's up on the wall. We're going to be doing something back here in the near future. So you guys have a prettier thing to look at, right? We want it to be pretty. And right now it's not so pretty back there. So we will be doing something here in the near future to get this. Good morning, AL. Nice to see you this morning. So don't forget to become a member and support this channel. All right, so next on the list of stuff. So going back to Ernie Shell, right? Ernie Shell, I went on his channel one time, didn't know who he was. He's with Rescue Our Children Rock. Sounds great. And believe it or not, of all people that were talking about his illicit use was none other than Benny. And so naturally, Benny talks so much crap about everybody. It's hard to take, truth from fiction. So I didn't believe him. I figured he was just dogging him to dog him, and then he was arrested that first time. Just recently, what was it? March 1st. He was just arrested for being intoxicated, but not intoxicated on alcohol, which tells me there's some other stuff. But then I heard through the grapevine, that, he had some blood sugar issues, which I've seen people with low blood sugar and high blood sugar, and it does affect somebody. It does, cause some weird reactions. They act weird because of it. I've seen it personally. And so I know that could have been the cause of that particular circumstance, but still distanced myself very much because I had just became a member to his channel. And then the first arrest happened and I unsubscribed from his channel because, I'm here to help people. And I even gave him a shout out and said, if you're suffering from an addiction of some sort, I'd love to help you. That's what we do. But I can't support a channel that's for the children and conducting themselves in that manner. I just can't do it. It's just not in my DNA to do that. So distanced myself and just monitored the situation. And then lo and behold, 27 days later, here we go again. And I always we usually talk about missing persons and, other other things on this channel. So I always talk about that spiraling effect. You know, it's when people start losing it, they have this this chain reaction, which is like a spiraling effect in their life. And I'm seeing that, and I've been seeing that taking place with Ernie Shell. And I don't know how he's going to quite explain this. And they're saying that people are saying it's associated with the van he's driving. First of all, I don't think that van that he is in or living in, so to speak, is worth $10,000. So I don't know if that's related to that. And we're going to listen to the words of this, and we're going to look it up, and we're going to educate ourselves on what this truly does mean. I did reach out to the Madison County Detention Center for Public Records in Kentucky because of my press credentials and the fact that we have this channel, to see if they could provide me with the probable cause affidavit, as well as any other information that is available for release to the public. And so I will bring that to you guys if I do get that in. They do have to respond to all public record requests. It was properly, recorded. And so I do anticipate having a response back one way or another, because they're required to respond under the law. So as soon as I find out any more information and definitely find out what is related to the charges, I will make sure that you guys know fully, because it's very important. If somebody really is defrauding anyone, we need to know about it on YouTube. I think you guys are amazing people. You provide support for a lot of channels. You do memberships, you do everything. And unfortunately, we are just unable to support somebody that is doing criminal activity. We just can't. None of us can. We can't afford to. We cannot afford, I don't care what fancy names that they have. If they're truly not helping children, then we need to quit supporting them, right? Period. Anybody. If they're truly not helping children and they're committing criminal acts, then we need to have them exposed so we all don't get into the trap or get ourselves in trouble. We don't want to be taken, so to speak. I felt kind of violated in a sense, and not very superficially, but violated in the sense that I trusted him enough to go on his panel. I was able to speak about cyberbullying and cyber stalking, and that was the crux of that conversation. And I was able to give a wealth of knowledge because, you guys have seen it. It's played out on YouTube of what I've gone through. And, I thought he seemed pretty legitimate, but literally like a few days later, he's getting arrested. I'm unsubscribed. I immediately unsubscribed. I don't know him like that. I definitely don't have his back like that. You're doing wrong. I'm calling you out. I don't care who you are. Yeah, exactly. So that's what, and I'm hearing this. I've got to go check it out myself. I have, I don't pay attention too much related to BK. And I heard he's no longer, and not just from you, Jackie, from several other people. Let me just go on here and see. Let me just check my channel, make sure that we're doing good on here. So far, so good. So far, so good, guys. We're rocking and rolling this morning. Before we get into that. So let me just go on here, Benny. And he had another one too, like Hitman or something like that. And let's see what we got going on here. So on his Blood Money, it looks like the last stream was 9 days ago. So let me see about this Hitman thing that he had. He had Hitman, Benny Keys. Let's see what that is all about. Yeah. And his last video on that one was 5 days ago. So yeah, I went from a daily user, a peddler of, exploitation of Candace and Don, to not being on. But in the grand scheme of things, everybody, in my opinion, doing this kind of work, whether I agree with the work that they're doing or agree with their opposition or their position on a conversation or a topic, it does still wear on you. It does. I can tell you that. hands down that it literally, this job really does wear on you. Turtle Girl, I don't know. I will check it out and I'll let you know. I'll check it out before I leave here today. I've got everything pulled up. I just got to do run a search. And yesterday when I was looking at it, it said zero bond. So he might still be in because it said literally zero bond. And they probably did a zero bond because I would assume that he would be a flight risk because he doesn't have a, like me, I wouldn't be a flight risk. I've lived in this home for well over a decade and, you know, it's not mobile. I don't know how to explain it than that. It's not mobile. I'm not on wheels. You know, when you have somebody that's facing, I mean, I have to think it's not telling me whether it's a felony or a misdemeanor charge. But I have to think that it's a felony. I mean, it's $10,000 or more. I mean, and I'm sorry, but that van that the people are trying to say it was because of the vehicle, the van that he's in, something happened with that. But I don't think it was worth $10,000 or more. You know, I mean, you got to be able to prove the price, and not only that, but it's receiving in. We're going to go over that in just a second. So. Sorry, I gotta fill up the coffee. This is my mojo. This is my go-go juice. This is my go-go juice. So let me just pull this up. So here it is. Let's go ahead and talk about it. Oh, wrong one. Let's go ahead and talk about this now. So here's Ernie Shell, right? It was from yesterday. I'm gonna go ahead and pull it up and answer your question, Turtle Girl, here in just a second. Just stick around just for a second. Let me get through some more comments before we move on. So it looks like Benny put out a really nice message on his community page about being regretful for what he did to Ernie. Wow. So yeah, and I heard that there's some kind of lawsuit back and forth. See, people, this is what I'd like to state here. People think that they can continue to harass people on here. There are consequences. You know, there are freedom of speech, but there is a point when that freedom of speech goes directly to harassment, and in some cases, cyberbullying and stalking. And every state has laws against that. And I don't know what the particulars are with this, but I do know that Benny has stated he cannot talk about Ernie anymore, which tells me that there may be some kind of injunction placed on there. And a lot of people, you know, they try to be for Benny. You know, everybody knows him. Ernie knows, people know me. You know, we don't hide behind fake names. We don't try to be anonymous on here. We're not cowards like some people can be on here. And even with that, there are ways to get around it. You know, you can get an order of the court to unmask people on YouTube. So for those people that are being harassed by somebody, it takes a little time, but once you get it, it is done, right? You expose those people. So just for all those people out there, you know, there are real consequences to your actions. And yeah, it's fun and games now until you have to face those consequences. So, you know, maybe that's what's going on here. You know, this may be associated with it. We don't know we do know that there's been a battle between the two of these men for some time, a public battle between them. So I'm trying to get to, you know, that's why I'm trying to get the probable cause affidavit. And if I don't get it from the public records, I will be getting it from the courts, which is required to put that out publicly. So one way or another, we will get a hold of the probable cause affidavit. I will let you know exactly what is alleged that Ernie Shell has done. But right now you're talking about receiving stolen property, $10,000 or more. I'm curious to find out what that means. There could be a lot of things that this means, right? It could mean that somebody, like, he could have very well thought something was above board, purchased something, received it, and was brought into it because it wasn't that other person's to sell to him. We don't know. He does have due process. But this does not look good. I have to tell you, this does not look good. And see right down here, this is the zero bond. So let's just go on here real quick. Give me just 2 shakes of a lamb's tail. Let me see what I can find. Let's see if we have any more information that we can provide. And we'll see if he's out. So it does appear that he is still inside. He's still in custody, and that's because there is no release date here. So I have to assume that he has been, so his status is pending. There's the codes. And that's really all the information that we have for him. So he was arrested. There is 0 bond, and he has not been released today. So we do have receiving stolen property, $10,000 or more. So there's 2 charges here, and criminal mischief in the 3rd degree. So this is not looking very good for Ernie Shell at this point. This is not looking very good for him. If this is all fabricated and Benny had anything to do with this, there's going to be some serious consequences that will have to be paid to this. Now, there might be something else going on that we don't know, but this might be an explanation as to why this is going on, because there was a back and forth. Benny is a very vindictive man. I know that personally. And I believe he would have set this all up and then taken a step back. I don't know what the situation is. I really don't have a lot of faith in him because of the way he treated me. So, if this is untrue and Benny had a hand in it, then I'm sure there's going to be hell to pay at some point for this conduct. So let's just see how we're doing on here. We're still doing good, because once we start getting into Don Wells, it's going to trigger. It will trigger. So let's see. All right, guys, we have enough people in here. We should have 100 likes on this segment. So if you have not gone out and liked this segment, please show me some love. I'm trying to get through some of these stuff. Good morning, ZZT. Oh, my Lordy. You're about as bad as me. That is just legs. Wow. Well, if they want to play that game, I mean, again, setting people up and causing them, stuff. There's criminal conduct going on here. Yeah, it's a felony. It sounds like it's a felony. Yes, and he is. And quite frankly, you guys saw what he did. I mean, he came after us with a weapon. He's not. I pray for him. He wants to go to the Bible. What he's doing is his conduct is not the kind of Christianity I was grown up, raised around. I'm sorry. It's just not. And he's fooling himself if he thinks he's doing God's work that way. There's a way to do things, and there's a way not to do things. And unfortunately, I disagree and actually condemn his conduct. So take it with what you will. Everybody's entitled to their own opinion. Yeah, yes and no. If he's doing criminal conduct, he needs to, I mean, you guys know my history. I believe in the justice system and I believe in law and order. And I'm sorry, but if you are this day and age committing crimes, if you're under the guise you're trying to help children and you're committing crimes, you don't deserve to try to help children. You need to work on yourself first. You have to work on yourself before you got to help yourself before you can help somebody else. That's my opinion. And do I feel bad for him if he's using? Yeah, of course I feel bad. But the only person that can help himself is himself. You know, my mom couldn't help me, my aunt couldn't help me, my family couldn't help me, my friends couldn't help me. The only person that could help me when I needed help was me. So until he acknowledges that he has a problem, until he acknowledges that he needs help, there's no help for him. So how can we trust him to help our children? You know, how can we trust him to help the victims? We can't. You know, he's got to fix himself first. And hopefully with these two, you know, maybe he's been able to skate by and not, you know, get in trouble, but that's just not the case right now. You know what I'm saying? And now it's time for him. Maybe this is his bottom, you know, maybe it's time for him to start looking upward. That's the best part about being on the bottom, is there's no place to go but up. So hopefully whatever's going on in Ernie's life, we pray for him, that he gets the help he needs and he's able to do whatever he needs to do to fix these problems in his life. But, you know, I don't like the pointing of the fingers, you know, like if things are going on in his life and it's everybody else's fault, you know, it's not. It's not. Okay. Well, if he's doing that, that's inappropriate as well. So I don't know, you know, again, I don't follow them. I don't monitor either one way or another. So I really just don't know. I really just don't know yet. Don't forget to hit the like button. Good morning. Good morning, little Dave. Good morning. Ellie Mae. Let me just see if I got any more stuff here. I'm kind of getting behind in comments. Oh, hey, Pineapple. Are you kidding me? We don't know. You know what time it starts? It starts whenever I get the computer up and running, I get my thumbnail prepared, and I get a cup of coffee in me. Sometimes that's at 6:15 in the morning. Sometimes that's not until 7 o'clock in the morning. But we always try to be live before 8 a.m. And not only that, I play around with times to find out what is the best time. 7 o'clock seems to be a rocking time, you know. I just feel, you know, when I first started out, I started out the coffee club at like 5 o'clock in the morning. But I also did another segment around noon, and I did another segment in the evening. And now not so much in the evening. But I think I am going to start bringing something, some kind of something back for the afternoons, you know, around 5 or 6 Eastern Standard Time, just to build up more viewership on the channel for the afternoon. I know we kind of have the morning segment. A lot of people come in here to start their day, and we just need to start building the channel up on the evening hours, because we have a lot of stuff that we're talking about. And yeah, they can go back and watch it, but by the time they got to go back and watch it, it's filled with advertisements. You know, it's not as a nice viewer experience as it is when we're live. And while I love the you know, advertisement, it helps pay, you know, to keep us going. I still like people being able to have something to watch without all that. You know, I do try to be cognizant of the viewership on here as much as possible. So yeah, let's get to 130. That sounds great. That sounds great. So, but anyways, so Ernie Shell is definitely still incarcerated. So I hope I answered the question for you. Yes, he's still in jail. And he's not just charged with one charge. He has 2 different charges. One is, again, let me just pull this back up over here so you guys can see it. So, and I didn't realize the man's 42 years old. I'm 42 years old. So it does he kind of looks like he's been, he's had a rough life, because, you know, he's not aging, not the dog, but he's not aging well. Like he looks like a 50-year-old man. So it's, that's indicative of, maybe a little too much. So, anyways, he's was charges with receiving stolen property, $10,000 or more. And again, somebody said it had to do with the van or his vehicle. I don't, vehicles depreciate so much. No, that's not Kitty Kitty. That's Ernie Shell. Pineapple. It's Ernie Shell. So let's look into criminal mischief, and that can be. Let's find out what that is. So receiving stolen property. What does receiving stolen property mean? Okay, so it's basically saying a crime that a person is guilty of when a person receives stolen property that is known to be stolen, and the person has the intent to permanently deprive the owner of the property. So that's what that means. And let's look up criminal mischief. No, we don't want Florida. We just want to, oops. Sorry, shouldn't have done that. We just want the definition. This is based upon. So a person is guilty of criminal mischief if he damages tangible property of another, purposefully, recklessly, or by negligence. Purposely or recklessly tampers with tangible evidence of another, and purposely or recklessly causes another to suffer. Oh, geez, can't even tell. Pecuniary. I can't pronounce that word. Loss by deception or threat. Criminal mischief is a misdemeanor if the actor purposely causes whatever that is. I gotta look that up. I gotta figure out what this word means. I can't pronounce it. You would think I would be able to want to know how to pronounce it. I can't pronounce it. Pecuniary? I don't know how to pronounce it, guys. I'm sorry. Sounds stupid, but I don't know how to pronounce it. I just don't. Even with the breakdown, I can't pronounce it. Mom, help me! Oh my goodness, that's too funny. That's too funny. They're probably going to cut it. Good morning, Crayon Man. Nice to see you. Nice to see you. I cannot pronounce that word for the life of me. So it basically, the criminal mischief aspect basically means that he's tried to purposefully and recklessly injure somebody's tangible property. So it sounds like, and we could speculate to say that he received stolen property and tried to damage that property to permanently stop somebody from being able to use it in the future. Who knows? Who knows? But definitely there is some stuff going on here, and it doesn't sound like it's just as simple as, a van that he was in being reported stolen, because I don't know if that van was really worth $10,000 or more. It sounds like something a little more nefarious. It sounds like something a little more intentional happened with him. So unfortunately, he is out, and or excuse me, I guess not out. He is in there dealing with some of the stuff that he has caused, apparently for himself. We shall see. So it is nothing, so this idea that it was unintentional, or, he was sucked into something, I at this point, just, that's not what it's seeming to me. It seems very intentional, and not right. So what else are we doing here? We got some other stuff popped up here, do we? Yes, we do. So I don't know how much of this is going to be audible, because again, I try to, and let me make sure before I pop it up here. Let me just see what we got here. I want to make sure that I'm not showing or doxing myself or doxing someone else. Oh my gosh, it's so easy because I don't edit these things. I just start playing them. But I'm going to see if there's any audio here before we start to play. It's popping up. How in the world is it 10 gigs? 5 gigs. It's only 10 minutes long. All right. Please. Yeah. And you become a member of this channel. So there are ways, while we're pulling this up, there are ways to sponsor us. So many of you guys know, and I don't even have my rolling bar today. Let me get my rolling bar here for you guys. So we are planning a trip to Michigan, and this trip is going to be it is a high profile case. Many of you guys probably already know what case I'm referring to. We are not going there to monitor a court case. Everybody under the sun is monitoring a court case. So that's not the intent of our team. Many of you guys know that we try to give a whole entire view of what happened, and we put it into beautiful videos and tell and paint a story. If you guys would like to help sponsor this trip, you can do it. Every penny that is going to any 3 of these accounts is staying there until we book our airfare and our auto rental. We do have a person has graciously offered their guest house, so there will be no room and board costs associated with this trip, which allowed us to set a smaller budget. Our budget for this trip is $1,750. Believe it or not, through the gracious sponsorship of people just like you, we have been able to raise so far $280 without really trying to, do fundraiser. We're going to start doing some fundraising on TikTok as well as here on YouTube with the team here in the next few weeks to raise money. But if you would like to donate and sponsor this trip to Michigan, that's how you do it. You can go to PayPal, it's Bullhorn Betty. You can go to Venmo, which again is Bullhorn Betty. And you can go to Cash App, which is the $ and StarBaby2ALG. Those are our how you can. And 100% of those funds go directly to us. I'm not touching any of those funds until we book the trip. So if you would like to sponsor it, that's how you can help us get to Michigan. And it doesn't have to be huge money. I mean, most of our sponsors, actually, some of our sponsors have been like hundreds of dollars, but most of the times we do this is usually $2, $3, $4, $5 sponsors. Every dollar that you can afford, even if it's $1, helps reach our goal. It helps reach our goal. So anyways, just wanted to make sure that you guys were aware of that. Another way you can sponsor this channel is go back and watch our previous lives. They are filled with ads, and those ads help pay for this channel. So that's a free thing that you can do. It just takes your time to do. There's also our monthly membership. Okay, here it is. It's up. I don't think that there's sound to this, and I apologize. Yeah, there's not sound to this. So I apologize. I wish there was. We will see if there is sound. I don't think there's sound. There might be. But we will see. All right. Well, I will get with you and discuss that. Oh, thank you. Be happy to. You never know. Crystal Turner's family's from Arkansas, Hot Springs, Arkansas, as a matter of fact. And, this is also bringing awareness. Now that you brought up Arkansas is, many of you guys know we went out there and tried to help Kylan Schulte in the Crystal Turner case. And we love their families. Their families are amazing. They're strong people. I want to say that the only issue that we ran into dealing with that case is a girl by the name of Elka Mars, and her name's Leslie. I don't have her full name here, but she is a wackadoo, absolute wackadoo. Has no couth. She has attacked me. She has attacked our family. She tries to say that she's there to help, which she's not. She's attacked Sean Paul Schulte, and she's attacked Crystal Turner's cousin, Diane. And so much so that she's getting called out here on the Bullhorn Betty channel as being one of the most despicable, disgusting people that I've had an opportunity to speak with. When we first met her, she was willing to help our team if we bought her a tooth. That's how disgusting this woman is. So Elka Mars, if you are listening, go hide back under your rock. Go hide back under your rock. Okay. So I don't know if this has sound or not. We will find out. Yeah, it has sound. There I am. Waiting for, who's that? Don Wells. He never came on. I don't know if I need to play the whole 10 minutes of this because at the end of the day, he just never came on, which is funny because, you know, out of all the conversations, we can't get him to shut up. Yes, I'm eating my lunch. But we can't get him to shut up, right? Like there was times that he would just start calling me, yes, Miss Robin, a freaking tooth. This woman's a despicable human being. She tries to reach out to the family as she's trying to help, but she's a joke. She's an absolute joke. Her name is Elka Mars. She's on TikTok. I don't know if she's on YouTube, but she's also on Facebook. Block that woman. I mean, literally, she is a wackadoo. I don't know if it's because she's always intoxicated. I don't know, but she gets called out. I don't call out many people on this channel, but when you start attacking family members of victims, it really infuriates me because Sean Paul Schulte, as well as Diane, Crystal Turner's cousin, and Crystal Turner's mother, they are dealing with enough. They don't need to deal with a wacky, crazy lady that has nothing better to do with her time but to attack family members of victims. It's disgusting. It's despicable. And so she is just on our despicable list of humans. And so that's really it right there. I mean, I'll let it play. Let me see if I can get it smaller. I'll let it play, there for a little bit, but that's really it. We did try to reach out to Don Wells. I actually called, let's see. I actually called the jail, but I don't think this is the jail. Let's just see.
So Don Wells still hasn't come for his interview or his thing at Google.
Yeah. And then I called the, is it on here too? Then I called, now I guess I deleted it because it wasn't, there was no audio to it. So I called the jail. To say, Don Wells is not on YouTube or not on his meeting with me. And she's like, oh, well, if he's not there, then that means he refused the visitation. So I'm like, oh, okay. And I get it. You don't want to be on the visitation. You don't want to be talking to people. You're being recorded there in the jail and things of that nature. So I figured, but you know what? He's never shut up. So it makes me wonder, it brings me back to Ronnie Lawson, right? It brings me back to Ronnie Lawson, him saying that they're no longer cooperating and that they've lawyered up. Is Don taking his lawyer's advice and not talking to anybody? Think about it. If you are in solitary confinement, you've got nothing better to do. He has no problem really running me around the ringer. Like he's never really given me a whole lot. He's slipped a lot, but he's never really given me a whole lot, right? And he's called me a B and a C and an N and all these very colorful words. He has no problem yelling at me. So if I said anything out of line, he could have just yelled at me, hung up, and moved on with his day, right? But to not come and not talk at all, it just makes you wonder, is he taking his lawyer's advice, you know? And then we keep hearing Candace trying to tell everyone that she doesn't have an attorney, that it's just for her boys. But yet, here she is telling everybody, oh, the uppers got this and the uppers got that, and I can't talk about this because my attorney told me not to talk. Well, it sounds to me, Candace, like you have an attorney and you're not cooperating with law enforcement. Because if you were cooperating with law enforcement, what that would look like is, instead of you handing that phone to the uppers, you calling law enforcement and say, hey, I hear all this speculation about the stupid phone. There's nothing on this stupid phone. Law enforcement, come and get it. I'm turning it over to you. You can look through it all you want. That's what cooperating with law enforcement looks like. You know what not cooperating with law enforcement looks like? You handing a phone to somebody other than law enforcement so they can clean it, they can delete it, they can do whatever that they want to do with it. That's what not cooperating with law enforcement looks like. Exactly what you're doing with your uppers, Candace. So don't tell us that you're cooperating with law enforcement. When was the last time you called law enforcement? When was the last time you called law enforcement, Candace? Oh, they haven't reached out to you since the day that the YouTubers were there, supposedly and allegedly, untruly trespassing, right? So you called the law enforcement on YouTubers, but you never called law enforcement to see where your daughter is and see if they have any updates? YouTubers deserve more of your time than your own daughter? Am I confused here? I feel really confused. Because weren't those YouTubers there looking for your daughter? So you're calling law enforcement on the people that are looking for your daughter, but not calling law enforcement to find out if they have any information about your daughter? Wow. Does that make sense? So let's go through here. Let's see what we have. And we got a lot. Let's go back into time, shall we? Let's go back into time. When was these done? He's Marissa, he's Marissa, Molly Golightly, and her and I just don't see eye to eye since that trip. She tried to. That must have been Allie. That must have been my conversation with Allie. Let's see what this one is. I've got more videos than this.
Tired. Because I had to spend the anger, the anger that y'all portray. I've had some people call me, and they're freaking pissed. I'm like, okay, I get it. Well, you don't think I don't feel that same anger? Like, I want to fucking kill some motherfucker, but I don't know who to kill.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If I knew who to kill, I would have them killed, but I don't know who to kill.
Well, I can tell you, I really don't believe Dudley Ajan had anything to do with it. I know you don't necessarily believe that, but I'm telling you, I interviewed him.
Hey, that kid's easy. So that's what I want you all to do, was check him out. That's what I wanted.
Yeah. Well, we did. We asked him some tough questions.
Backfired in my face.
Yeah.
But that's what we was trying to do, is put some pressure on him, because look, just between me and you, and I hope you're not recording this shit.
No, I'm not recording you. I'm actually getting somebody recording you as we speak.
Okay, but see, like I was telling you all, in the beginning,
I changed my mind and I wanted to record him.
Look, I'm gonna tell you right now.
Pretty long here.
He's lied on me. He's got some kind of vendetta.
Well, he said that when we talked to him, he said that you and Candace always argue on the job, which we know is true. You guys do argue quite a bit.
But Candace didn't work with me on the job.
Yeah, he said that. He said that she came up there. She came up there one time for money. She came up there with Candy and or Grandis. I don't know what you guys call her, but we call her Grandis. Came up there, for money one time. She came up there. You guys were fighting. You guys have left the kids. You guys let the kids walk on rafters or whatever those little things is to go down the stairs that aren't built. And some things are like 10 feet in the air.
This is all crazy talk to me.
Yeah.
He's making shit up. What the fuck's he talking about?
Yeah, I don't know.
I know.
I don't know.
I mean, I'm not so sure. Dudley's always been my number one suspect because when I fired him, the next day, someone come up missing.
Right.
And 2 days prior to that, he's been fired from every crew in our fucking that we have.
Sorry for the strong language. It's not my language. If you guys have children, I probably should have. I forgot that there was such strong language. Make sure your children are not listening to this conversation because he doesn't say a lot of language.
Trying to give him a break and hire him and try to use him. And I give him fucking 50%, and he wasn't happy with that. The motherfucker's nuts. He's fucking crazy.
Now, I want to bring up something. How many times did Don Wells say he has never, ever, because when Dudley was arguing with him about him not paying him, he says, I have never offered anybody 50%. He's crazy. He's crazy. Well, that's out of his own mouth. I gave him 50%. Now we know Don Wells lies. Well, we've always known Don Wells lies, right? But he's lying even more here. Yeah.
But nobody wants to see my side of it.
Well, in all fairness, Don, we've tried. We've tried to give you your opportunity to get your side out there.
Well, I know that, but you guys are doing it the wrong way.
Well, what's the right way? I do it the way I know.
Not by coming to my fucking job saying lock him up.
Oh, come on, Don. Now, you know darn well that we tried many, I would say a half a dozen times to 10 times to talk to you prior to ever going to that extreme.
Look, hold up. Hold the fuck up. Hold the phone. No. You guys have been fucking hell no. Am I talking to Bullhorn Betty?
You are talking to me in living color. I swear to God.
Hold the fucking fuck up. You're talking about little punk Jonathan Lee Richards coming out there running his fucking mouth. I wanted to knock his teeth down his fucking throat. You guys are going the wrong way. You ain't trying to be my friend. You're trying to be all my enemies' friends. You ain't trying to talk to me.
I hate to bust Don's bubble, but no, I'm not his friend. I'm out there looking for his daughter, and he's the prime person of interest along with his wife. Why am I going to be friends with this man? And this comes back to the integrity aspect of what we do. We're not going to be buddy-buddy with people that are primary persons of interest. I don't have to. Think about it. Listen, I'm talking to Don Wells here. Being as complete opposition. I just went to his job. He's talking about me going to his job with signs that say lock them up, and I'm still able to speak to him. I don't have to be anybody's friend in this business to speak to somebody. You get it? So this idea that Benny Keys has to be buddy-buddy with somebody that does despicable things to other people is a lie. You don't need to be that. You can be authentic and true to yourself and true to your audience and still get what you need out of people that don't like you, that know you're in it for a different purpose. I don't need to be this man's friend. Guess what? I didn't need to be his friend. He's telling me I need to be his friend to talk to him while I'm talking to him. No, I don't. No, I don't. here real quick, and then we'll get back because I'm ready. I know it's surprisingly it hasn't hit yet. Keep going.
What? Don, you know, we have our opinion, and we have asked you time.
Yeah, I know. Okay, I get that. Okay, fine.
We're giving you an opportunity to change our mind.
Oh, fuck.
You know, and it's.
Look, I can't. Look, okay, I understand that. Okay, fair. That's fair. I get that. Right, I got you. Oh my gosh.
Let me ask you this. Let me ask you this.
Fuck.
What happened? Where?
I'm trying to turn my damn speaker up.
Okay.
I'm fucking half deaf because both my fucking ears are fucking ringing as shit. Fucked up.
Yeah, I've got ear problems myself. I've had ear problems since the day I was born. That's why I talk so loud.
Ever since someone's come up missing, both my ears have been ringing like crazy, and I can't hear nothing. Fuck.
What happened on June 15th? Where did this is what I want to know. Where did Candace go after she dropped off Hunter?
She didn't go nowhere.
Well, at what point did they change Summer's clothes?
Oh my gosh, I wish it.
Hey, Glenn. What is shaking bacon? I see you. I see you.
I can hear you.
At what time? When
she
did
changed her clothes after swimming? After her clothes got wet, she was a loving mother, and so she put her in some dry clothes. Really, what mother wouldn't do that? What the fuck is this? Where did this shit bullshit come from?
Well, it comes from because it was a really hot day, and I just don't understand why Summer had a jacket on.
It don't matter how fucking hot it is. When you come out of a fucking cold lake and you have wet clothes on, you're going to put your fucking loving kid in some dry clothes because you love.
Does anybody believe Candace is a good mother? Press 1 for yes. Press 2 for no. We got 278 people in here. Let's see what you guys think. I mean, I did a poll. We're going to get to the poll here in just a second. We had over 1,000 people the last time I checked it. We will get to it in just a second. I want to know by a raise who thinks she's a good mother. 1, that she is a good mother. And 2, no, she's not.
Yeah. For real? Are you seriously asking me this question? Come on.
Yes, I'm. These are things see.
Okay,
very.
Okay, I just explained it to you.
Yeah, but that was a very benign question. See, you could have answered that. It didn't even need to go to your job site. I've got questions, and as stupid as they may be, I still have to ask them, and get a response from you. And these are things that you're not.
All right, I'm not trying to be mean. I'm sorry. I'm pissed off like the rest.
He's trying to be mean.
I'm pissed off like you guys are. And I understand the anger. I get it. I really do, man. Oh my gosh. I really do get it. Believe me, you think you all are fucking angry? You think you guys are fucking angry? Wow. This is our little girl.
I understand.
Angel. And we're not supposed to be angry.
Of course you are. Of course you are. You know what?
And then you got to put it into. You have to put in the co-factor of fucking YouTube, of everybody talking shit in every fucking different direction in every fucking way. You know, you guys got your fucking mob. We got our mob telling us shit. And nobody fucking knows which direction to fucking go. And meanwhile, the motherfuckers that took our daughters laughing his fucking ass off and getting away with it.
Well, not necessarily. I mean, we're still keeping Summer's name.
I'm just saying, I'm not blaming you. No,
Yeah.
Hold up. I'm not blaming you. No, I'm just saying, the motherfuckers that abducted our fucking beautiful little girl is getting away with this and laughing. I'm not blaming you. I'm angry like you are. I'm angry like everybody is. I'm more angrier. This is my beautiful little girl that loves me. You have to understand. That little girl loves me. The only motherfucker in this world that loves me is gone. And then all these you motherfuckers give me a fucking hard time saying I'm this and I'm that. And I didn't love my little girl, really.
I believe you loved her. I've never said you didn't love her.
No, I didn't say you said that.
Yeah.
I said all of you two and all these fucking April niggers said that. I'm not saying specifically you.
Right. And then people.
I just want to say I do not condone the N-word at all. This is not me. This is Don Wells speaking. Just want to make sure that that is brought to light. I can't control what he's saying, but I am putting this. And this was an hour and a half video. I lost. This is only an aspect, a portion of it. I mean, I've lost a major portion. I lost about an hour and a half or an hour of this conversation with him because of my computer. I did something. It's somewhere hidden in the computer. It was deleted inadvertently. And this is what we've got left. Yes. Thank you. So we definitely just be careful. Again, I want to also say little children should not be listening to this channel. Especially right now. I don't condone any child under the age of 13 listening to this channel because we deal with such horrific crimes and stuff like that. So I just want to make sure that that is brought to your attention.
You know, we got people that are involved in collecting money for a billboard that never went up.
You know what? This is one thing I have to say. I appreciate the amount of love. I do, and I understand. I understand the anger because I've felt it. I've been feeling it. I get it. I really do get it. It's just being misdirected in the wrong direction.
Right. Yeah, I don't know. It's just, it kind of sucks a little bit, but I mean, I get your point. I'm just trying to get.
I'm at the point. I'm really at the point. I'm at a bad point. Trust me.
Right.
That's my age. I don't know what else to say, man. My little girl. I don't know anymore.
Yeah. Well, I just, you know, all I ever wanted to do was help Summer at the end of the day, and I've got to exclude every person.
Okay, listen. What you guys have been asking, you want us to talk and all this and that. Do you know how many thousands of times that I've already done this?
Yeah.
And do you know how many thousands of times that it went nowhere?
Yes, I do.
It's all turned against us in every way. They all turn against us. They're like, well, you know, I've had thousands of Facebook friends, the so-called friends, and they all turn against us. My wife's been burned at least 1,000 times by YouTubers and Facebook friends and all kind of shit. And then here you all come along 7 months later. Same old shit, same old story. Listen, I'll tell you this much, and this is the truth, okay?
Mm-hmm.
If you look at our story, everything that me and Candace have ever said, I promise you, is 100% truth, and our story will never, ever change because it's 100% truth, and it will never change forever.
All right. So, by a show of hands, if you believe their story has changed multiple times, I mean, outside of the abduction theory, their actual details of events, if you feel, the audience in here feels that their story has changed, the details of their story has changed, hit 1. If you feel that their story has not changed and they have been consistent in their reporting of that day, press 2. 1, that their story has changed. 2, that their story has not changed.
Well, here's the thing.
So why can't people? Yeah, here's the thing. Here we go.
Well, I'm just, we're having a conversation. So, I just want to talk to you. I have reviewed, a lot of the
I know
interviews.
you're fucking recording me, bitch.
I'm sorry?
I know you're fucking recording me.
I'm actually looking up questions that I had prepared for you. I'm in my office right now on the computer looking up.
But I know you're recording me.
I am.
You're recording me. Tell me you're not.
I'm not recording you. You will never hear this conversation come out.
Now it's coming out.
I can guarantee that.
I done a live with fucking Molly Go Lively, and I fucking almost changed her heart a little bit, but the bitch couldn't fucking stand it. So she fucking took it off. You know what that tells me? She has a cold fucking heart.
Mm. Well, I'm trying to be fair. I'm not Marissa. I'm trying to be fair to you.
You know what that bitch told me? You know what that line bitch told me? Knoxville police made me take it down. Because it made her look like she might have had a little bit of heart. And I might have mentioned a little bit of truth there. And she couldn't fucking stand that shit.
You know what it tells me? It tells me that I didn't need to come with that kind of change. And I didn't need to be a person I wasn't. And guess what? He is still, again, talking to me. He is still talking to me, knowing how I feel, knowing everything I have done. He is still talking to me. And he knows I'm recording him. Because everybody knows I record everything. So, it is what it is.
Yeah.
And then she keeps going on. Why don't you do a live with me? Why don't you? I did a fucking hour and a half live with her. And she took it down.
Right.
What the fuck is wrong with her?
I have no idea.
I told her everything.
Yeah.
I fucking laid my heart on the line, and she took that shit down.
Why do you?
What kind of friend you got?
Why do you feel that YouTubers in general, I mean, I don't know how to question this without sounding insulting, and I'm not trying to be, but why would YouTubers just, try to come out and help you and then turn against you? I mean, is it something that you're saying?
I think, it's some kind of phenomenon, the only way that I can explain it, and I actually understand it. It's the amount of hate that I have towards whoever took my daughter. Man, I'm ready to kill some motherfucker, but I don't know who to kill.
Right.
And I get it. But why did Molly Go Live take down that fucking hour and a half live? She keeps saying, why don't you come live? Why don't you come live? I did for an hour and a half.
Mm.
And then she come with some bullshit lie and said, oh, Knoxville police made me take it down, which is a fucking straight lie.
Right. I never heard her say that, but I mean, I could be wrong. I just.
That's what she texted me, because I asked her.
Mm.
I said, why did you take, I done an hour and a half live with you. I answered every question and every fucking thing else. And I thought it went really well. And she was actually acted halfway human and everything else. And then fucking next thing I know, she wasn't supposed to be recording it or nothing. She straight lied to me, but she was live streaming it. Everybody heard it. Mm-hmm. And then she took it down.
Well, she wasn't supposed to live stream. Maybe that's why she took it down. Maybe they threatened that she wasn't supposed to be recording you. I mean,
a lot of people heard it. And it went really well. I answered every question. I talked to her like a human being and the whole 9 yards. And you want to be friends with her?
Well, I'm sorry that you don't agree. I mean, I don't know. We actually, I will tell you this, when we first started getting involved in this case and we were going to go out there, we actually invited her to come with us. And that was back in December when, Benny decided to say that we were going out there to protest. Many people know me as Bullhorn Betty, but in all fairness, I don't bring my bullhorn out and everything. And to be honest with you, all I really wanted to do, I had my opinions of what I thought may have happened, but I truly was trying to reach out to you to find you and Candace's side of the story. And, I just felt like you were jerking me around. And what?
I'm not trying to jerk you around. I'll tell you what.
I even brought my Bible and listened to that Bibles for Prophecy thing.
Okay, cool. Did you listen to The Remnant?
You never told me to listen to The Remnant.
Okay, cool. Well, that don't matter, but it does matter, but not right now.
Right.
In time, that it won't matter. Okay, look, I will meet with you one-on-one. One-on-one. You can even come to my fucking piece of shit house. I don't have no big fancy house like Molly Golightly or your
Don't worry,
brand,
I don't
like
have
that.
a big fancy house either.
We got a fucking shack up here. That's all we got. That's all we can afford. I'm a fucking drywalling. Man, you know, that's all I have.
Well, it makes you feel better. My
You know
office
what?
is missing baseboards. I mean, I'm missing baseboards and door trim because my ex-husband took it out and never put it back in.
Right? Shit happens.
Shit happens, exactly.
You know what? We loved our kids. We loved our kids with all our fucking hearts. I promise you that. And if anybody tells me different, I'll fucking knock their teeth down their fucking throat. I promise you that. And Molly Golightly's right on the fucking edge of that.
Right.
You better stay the fuck away from me.
Gotcha.
She's lying on me. I fucking done a live with her and she deleted it. She's nothing but, man, I'm sorry, man. She better just stay the fuck away from me. But
When she was on the phone with you last.
You know what? Hey, look, I feel like you have somewhat of a heart, and that's the only reason I'm talking to you.
And I do.
And,
I'm a bitch, but I'm not a heartless bitch.
I hope so. You have to understand the amount of love that I have for my daughter. She means more to me in this fucked up world than anything in this fucked up world.
Honestly, everybody said that you loved Summer, that she was, your prized possession. She was.
And the camera just went down, so give me just a second while I get it back up. This is why we're thankful we have the MacBook Pro. Thank you all that contributed and to my angel donor, because it's going to go away here in just a second, and then I'm going to pop back up, and I'm going to try to get this thing back up and running. Hopefully I don't kill your ears, but we are at, I can't even see the time on there. Hopefully it stopped it at the time. We'll have to go. And yes, that is my messy desk that you're seeing in the background. I told you it looks like paper exploded on my desk, because that's exactly what it looks like on my desk, except I cleaned it up since this interview. So it looks a little bit of a better chaos than it did that day. There, it just dropped officially. So let me go ahead and get us back in here. And again, hold your ears. Hold your ears. All right, let's go here. Let's go here. It was that one. Yes, it was. Give me just 2 shakes of a lamb's tail. Get this back up. Studio. Might see me pop up, I'm not sure. Okay. All right, let's go back. Shall we? Let's get back to it. All right.
And, I just felt like you were jerking me around. And what?
I'm not trying to jerk you around. I'll tell you what.
I even brought my Bible and listened to that Bibles for Prophecy.
Exactly. You know what? We loved our kids. We loved our kids with all our fucking hearts. I promise you that. And if anybody tells me different, I'll fucking knock their teeth down their fucking throat. I promise you that. And Molly Golightly's right on the fucking edge of that.
Right.
You better stay the fuck away from me.
Gotcha.
She's lying on me. I fucking done a live with her and she deleted it. She's
we're past that. Let's just.
You say there is no. So far, I have not found anybody to dispute that. I haven't. But what I have heard
Yeah,
is
and
that
when you
Candace
do,
didn't
I
even
will
want
find
your
out.
daughter. Is that true?
That's what?
I said the problem is that it's not you. What I've heard is that Candace didn't even want your daughter. She didn't want girls.
Seriously?
I'm from Florida. I don't know. I don't know you.
Even say that.
Because I don't know you.
Seriously?
I'm just telling you what I've heard. What's
Okay,
going on in the
fine.
streets.
Okay, that's fair. But for you to even say that is so insulting to me.
I don't mean to be insulting, but you know my position. I
But
gotta
you don't
ask the question.
understand. You don't. Okay. Let me try to explain. So let's
Okay.
begin. My wife, we got 4 kids. Okay. My youngest boy is more. Boys like their mother more. Summer was about me. She loved me with all her heart. She was. Man, there was times, all the time, she just wanted to be with me. She was about me.
Mhm.
I've never, ever had anything like that in my entire life. And you're going to sit there and tell me that my wife was jealous of a woman like that?
Yes, that's exactly right.
I'm not saying anything.
No, all the motherfucking assholes out there are going to say that my wife was jealous of that. She was so happy to see that and so proud of that. Man, wow, I can't believe people are so evil-minded. That blows my fucking
You
mind
have
away.
no clue the evil that exists with people on YouTube. You have no clue.
It just freaks me out. My daughter loved me with all her heart. She wanted, but you know what? That was really cool. When we went to church, she seen Robin, and she just loved Robin. Robin was so inspirational, and Robin could sing well, and my daughter wanted to be like Robin. What is wrong with that?
Right.
What the fuck is wrong with that?
Quite frankly, I met Robin. She seemed like a very sweet woman.
She is, man. And man, more power to her.
I agree.
You want to be like Robin, a fucking good woman like her that's positive and can sing good church music and stuff. Good job, Summer. That's awesome. Who the fuck would be jealous of that? Are people that fucking crazy? Are people that evil? Why would you be jealous of some shit like that?
Right.
Who the fuck? Yeah. Oh my gosh. Are people that insane? Wow. That blows my fucking mind away. My wife.
You guys have a potty mouth.
Yeah, it hurt her a little bit. That she loved me so much. It did. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it hurt her that, yeah, of course, you're gonna want your kids to love you a little bit, too. Anybody's gonna be like that.
Right.
You see your husband like looking at some other chick like, whoa, you're gonna be like, oh shit. You're gonna be a little bit jealous, right?
Right.
You're gonna try to make your body look a little better or something. Like, oh shit, why's he looking at this other bitch? I mean, I don't fucking know. Fuck.
So, we met some of your coworkers, the brother and the sister. They seem to like you. They seem to, really have your back.
Fuck yeah, they do. They should.
I got an opportunity to meet the woman. I can't remember her name to save my life. What was her? Was it Laura?
Who?
Was it Laura? It wasn't Laura. Her name wasn't. What did she say her name was?
I can't remember her fucking name either. But
He didn't want to give me one of his alibis. That's what I was fishing for.
One of your best friends, because you guys work together on a lot of jobs, she said. Her and her brother.
I talk to him all the time. Yeah, I was talking to him 30 minutes before Summer come up missing that day.
Wow.
Me and him sit out there and talk for like an hour. We always do. I don't know why.
He's the one that came over and told you had to leave the job. I remember that because you could see it on your face.
Yeah, because he was pissed off.
Yeah, I remember him yelling. He screamed in Jonathan's face.
I'm not gonna say his name. not going to say his name, but you don't know that man.
Right.
I do. That dude has fucked up so many people. That dude back in the day, oh my gosh. He's fucked up.
Could he be responsible?
Right. I mean, he's a fighter.
But could he be responsible for Summer's disappearance?
Are you serious?
I don't know him. That's why I was asking. You won't give me his name. I can't look him up and find out who he is.
I'll tell you what. If you come back into town, I'll tell you what. I'll invite you. Only you. And that's it. I don't want none of your friends. I don't want Jonathan Lee Richards. He's a little bitch punk. Fuck him. And Volley Golati, fuck that dumb bitch. But I will invite you. And you only. And you can hang out with.
And again, didn't need to lie about who I was. Didn't need to go undercover. Didn't need to be his friend. Don't need to lie to myself. Don't need to lie to my audience. I don't need any of that. You guys know I have been a very strong opposition to Don and Candace. Strong opposition to Don and Candace. And see, there are ways to be who you are in this industry, in YouTube world, and still get what you need. I don't need you to go fill up Candace's bank account or Don Wells' bank account. I don't need to be going up there and hanging out with them or drinking. I can still protest. I can still fight for victims and still speak to persons of interest in the crime and them have respect for me because I'm not lying about who I am or what my means are, why I'm there, what I'm doing.
This if you want to, if you don't, and whatever. But I'll invite you. And we can have dinner together and you can talk to my wife or whatever, if that's what you want to do, man. It's up to you, man.
Will your wife talk to me? Will she answer questions for me? Because I've got a lot of questions that.
But that's between you and her. I don't want nothing to do with it.
Gotcha.
I really don't. I'm sure she would be your friend if you would be her friend.
Right. Why does it?
Everybody has to be their friend. I don't understand why they feel that. I mean, how's their friendships been working out for them so far? I mean, he was friends with Benny, right? What did Benny do? I don't need to be their friend. This conversation was taken back. Oh, Lord. Let's find out. January 15th. Answer is January 15th.
Look at it like this. We raised 4 kids. We loved them with all our heart. And we haven't had no fucking problems until someone come up missing. Now, all of a sudden, there's someone.
They've had no problems until Summer come up missing. Don, I beg to differ. I've got a lot of problems. Lots and lots and lots of problems you had long before Summer came up missing. Lots and lots of problems before Summer Wells came up missing. Lots and lots of problems. Doesn't seem like there was no problems before Summer came up missing. I've got a stack of incident cards about this thick saying that there was problems long before Summer came up missing. We have from your own account. DCS was involved the day before Summer came up missing. The day of Summer's missing, the boys were cleaning the house for DCS. What do you mean there's no problems? I wish he was here. I wish he was live. He chose not, again, for those that are just tuning in, I scheduled an appointment for an online visitation with Don. He did not want to. He canceled that visitation. and did not want to speak with me. You know, obviously he's sober now. We know that he is not cooperating with law enforcement and has lawyered up. He's probably taking his lawyer's advice and not speaking on the record, especially with me, because he knows that I would be recording him, as I always do. There is no duty of privacy when it comes to Bullhorn Betty. This is your disclaimer.
First disappeared. The love of our life, our beautiful, precious daughter. Now our whole world has been turned upside down, and it's unbelievable. It's just so hurtful. It's just, I don't know where my baby is. Candace cries every single day.
Why doesn't she ever show her emotions in public? Why is she not, out there? Like, we went after her hard, and she didn't break down one time.
I understand what you're saying. I do. I get that. And we're trying to change that. But the thing of it is, she's been burnt 1,000 times, at least. And so have I. Look at all the shit that happened on Facebook and YouTube and shit.
Well, I never
We're
saw the
scared
stuff
to
on
death.
Facebook. In all fairness, I only saw YouTube.
No. Oh my gosh. That's why I'm willing to meet with you, okay?
Okay. Well, I will
Believe
figure
me,
out.
all that evil shit you see on YouTube and stuff like that, and all these motherfucking niggers posting all kinds of fucking fucked up shit, and we're not supposed to be scared of YouTubers. They're saying all kinds of shit.
Again, I do not advocate for the N-word.
Lester, they're saying from fucking day one. Like my nieces in Utah said, Trish Nelson and I can't remember the other one. Fucking ever. I don't know why. I don't even know my nieces. Fuck, I can't remember that fucking little bitch's name now.
So this is he's talking about the two women that have accused him of SA, and he can't remember their names. Think about that. So anyways, that is one. We have several more in our arsenal. Let's see what we got here. Is that the one I've already showed? I think that might be the one I've already showed. Let's see. Let's land. Okay, that was only a minute and 4. Yeah, I think these were the ones that we did the same day. I think we've already watched those. Those are the last day. So at any rate, that is Don Wells, January 15th, the conversation that we had back then. Again, I did try to reach out to him in jail for a visitation. I was approved for that visitation, and it was canceled by Don Wells. I called the sheriff and said he's not on, the visitation. I said he's not on the video, and they said if he's not on the video by now, he has declined the visitation. So, we have oodles and oodles of conversations with Don Wells. Now, this is oodles and oodles of conversations we've had with Don Wells as an opposing force against him and his wife, because we feel that they are responsible based on the information that we have been able to gather, as well as other people such as like Chris McDonough. And, and then all of a sudden now he's silent. He does not want to have conversations. He does not want to talk. And it just comes back to wondering whether he has stopped cooperating with law enforcement and truly has an attorney representing him, telling him not to cooperate and to keep his mouth shut. That does make sense. So never had a problem getting a hold of him, never had a problem having a conversation, despite. Now, if you remember, Benny was telling me that, if he could get me meetings with Don. Well, all these conversations were long before I had that conversation with Benny Keys, the one that I aired a week ago, 2 weeks ago, maybe. So at any rate, we've been able to conversate with him. I did not have to, and again, it comes back to, I did not have to lie about who I was, what I was doing, and I never had to lie to my audience. And I will never. I will always stay true to myself. That was one of the main things when we first came on YouTube. That was the main consensus I got from the majority of the people like you and individually that supported me, is to always stay true to myself and always stay true to the cause. And this is, again, yes, this is exactly what we are doing. So, yeah. Yeah, I agree. I agree. Okay, so there's some information right there from Tabitha related to Ernie Shell. There was stuff inside of his van worth over $10,000. So it does sound like, Ernie Shell's got himself into a pickle and was doing some pretty sketchy stuff. So, we want to make sure that, Ernie Shell is exposed if that's truly what he's doing. Not only that, but when you have somebody like that, like Ernie Shell, doing this criminal conduct, it makes the rest of YouTubers, whether I agree with the YouTubers or not, but if they're legitimate, they're legitimate. Even if I don't like what they say, it makes the rest of the YouTube community look bad. We are not Ernie Shells of YouTube. We are legitimate people that do not break the law. I mean, some people do, but we do not break the law. And so, shame on you, Ernie Shell. Get some help if you need it. I'm here to help provide you resources if you truly want to help yourself. No, I'm not law enforcement, but I can tell you that, considering I've never had any problem speaking to him in the past, and now all of a sudden I have a problem speaking to him, it does imply the fact that he is not cooperating, just like Ronnie Lawson says. I mean, he is law enforcement, right? Ronnie Lawson is law enforcement, and he's the one that came out and said that they're not cooperating with law enforcement and they've lawyered up. So, yeah, you're right. I'm not law enforcement, but law enforcement has actually said that, Colleen. So I don't know what you're implying by that statement, but if you're trying to say that he's possibly working with law enforcement, no, he's not. Yeah, I did say $10,000 or more. And so I figured it was probably more than $10,000 because, if it was up to $10,000, it would have been, 5,000 to 10,000. So with it being $10,000 or more implies that it was a heck of a lot more than $10,000. Yeah. Yeah. Again, it's understanding what, you're reading, and you clearly understand what you're reading as well. But a lot of people, and it comes back to that statement from TBI, when they say, there's no possibility of an abduction. There's no evidence of an abduction. But we are looking at this. We are looking at foul play, emphasized foul play. And then the trailing of, and the real possibility she walked off, right? So that indicates that it's foul play that they're looking at. Again, just like this, it said $10,000 or more. So it's implied that it's or more and not just $10,000. So. It doesn't matter whether he is or not. He was law enforcement at the time and the sheriff, period. You look like an idiot being on this channel, trying to argue a case when you're not law enforcement. You haven't done anything related to due diligence whatsoever related to this case. You haven't even been out to the property, Colleen. You haven't looked at any aspect of this. You have not pulled any law enforcement records. You have not pulled any incident cards. Yet you're trying to come onto my channel and argue with me as if you know something. You do not. You know literally zero. You haven't talked to a single person, I guarantee that. And if you have, come on my channel and tell me all the stuff you've done. I double dog dare you to. Double dog dare you to come on this channel right now and tell me what you have done to get any information in this case, to make any determination besides listening to other people, third, fourth, fifth-hand knowledge. As a matter of fact, let me throw the link down here for you, Colleen. Come tell me about everything you know. And you better come with facts because I got a lot of them. I know this case inside and out. Personally. Literally, personally. But she thinks she knows something. Wow. Thank you for that information, Tabitha. Appreciate it. Colleen, I'm waiting for you. I mean, love to hear. I'm all open to opposition. If you know something more than me, please, by all means, come up here and tell me about it. I'm a respectful person. People have seen me interview people of opposition. What is it? Medgas guy. It's for Colleen. Colleen wants to sit here and argue about law enforcement and how I'm not law enforcement. He doesn't need to cooperate with me or speak to me or anything like that because of some statement I made. So, hey, since she knows so much, I'm just asking her to come up and tell me all the stuff she knows. It's really easy to hide behind a keyboard. It's a lot more difficult when you got to put the proof in the pudding. You know? Got to put the proof in the pudding. It just shows that people out there. Do you want to come up? I'll let you come up. Medgas guy? If you've got something to say, you're more than welcome to come up here. You can use that link. Come up here and tell me what you feel about everything you've heard today. I have no problem with that. I just wanted to hear because Colleen. So funny. I love these people that have never even stepped foot out there telling me about a case that I have like literally gone through with a fine-tooth comb. If you want to come up here and say hi and give me your opinion on the show today, or if you have a comment, by all means. And that goes for anybody. If you guys have some comments and you want to talk about what we've discussed today, by all means, come on up here and let's have, even for or against. You guys can be of opposition. I don't care. I'm interested in hearing all opinions. The only rule is to be respectful. That's really the only rule. And thank you, Tabitha, again for that super chat and letting us know some information about Ernie Shell. That is appreciative. Yeah. Well, she's disappeared. That's what happens when you actually make them be accountable and transparent. They run for the hills. My Sal. Sorry. My pal Sal. I hope you're doing well. It's been a great show. So we're at the top of 2 hours. If people don't want to come up here and chat, we're going to go ahead and start working our way to wind down and close out the show for today. We've got a lot of stuff going on. Let's see. I figured that whole Don Wells interview with all those F-bombs would have triggered everything on this thing. And believe it or not, I guess because we had so many, like an hour and a half before he came on to help buffer that for me. So we'll see how that works. Perfect Storm. Good morning. I wish you were here a little earlier, guys, but we're at the end of the segment. Oh, wow. But still, and so the attorneys have that phone, but that's still not cooperating. And that's still lawyering up. So literally everything Ronnie Lawson said about her, one, not cooperating, and two, lawyering up, guess what? He was truthful. Everybody says, I don't trust Ronnie. I do. I don't like him. I mean, I campaigned against him for him to not be the sheriff. But I don't think he's a liar. And I don't think he's going to poo-poo on his own investigation. You know? And I think those uppers might even be those wackadoo PI people. So yeah. Yeah, we sure did. We talked to all those people. We even talked to the assistant state attorney when we were there. Do you think they will solve this case? I think the case is already solved. I think they're still looking for some. I honestly believe that because many people forgot that months ago, we heard rumors that the attorney's office, the district attorney's office, was reviewing the case. And then shortly thereafter, the boys were coming up to have conversations. Hunter went wherever he had to go. All these things all these little building blocks started falling into place. This was months ago. So once the state attorney gets a hold of a case, he's looking at it and showing them where their vulnerability is in the case. And then the officers then have to go out there and shore up those vulnerabilities, those holes, the Swiss cheese of the cake of the case, and plug them up. And I think that's what we saw with the searches. I think they're doing everything that they can, that they need to do to set up a case. Will there be a grand jury? It's possible. There may have already been a grand jury. We don't know. There may be setting it up for a grand jury. We don't know. There may have been one and it failed because they're missing key pieces of information and have to get those key pieces of information. We don't know. But I do believe that law enforcement, and we all heard from Benny's own words that when they tried to call and fraudulently file a report that we were on their property, which we weren't, because they didn't realize that we went straight to the police department and handed over all of our videos showing, one, that we weren't on their property, and two, everything that we had. So the law enforcement saw it. So they knew we weren't trespassing on their property. We weren't doing anything nefarious. And even with the Marissa going into that building, we got Don on the records basically saying he doesn't care. So either way, we heard Benny tell us, which we didn't know until it came out with Benny's comments, that law enforcement treated that family like pure crap when they called law enforcement on us. Pure crap. Law enforcement does not do that to innocent people. They do that to guilty people. So at the end of the day, we were on the right track from the beginning. We've been on the right track since then. And, and people want to say that law enforcement hasn't said this, hasn't said that. They don't need to. They don't need to. Actions speak louder than words. And we have to look at their actions. Their actions, law enforcement's actions, are very telling. Very telling. Like, when they go and search in and around a mountain near the home of the primary persons of interest, and then later come out and say those primary persons of interest aren't cooperating and have lawyered up. Those are telltale signs of where this investigation is going. Now, people that don't want to look at it that way and don't want to see it, again, open your head and throw your brain back in it. It's called common sense, critical thinking, problem solving. And if you do not have those critical learning techniques and you are a YouTube creator, I'll leave it at that. You get where I'm going with it. Because my actions speak louder than my words. Anyways, without further ado, guys, we are about 2 hours and a quarter in. So I love each and every one of you. Guys, go make it a great Tuesday. God bless each and every one of you. I hope this was informative. We did cover quite a bit. I hope so. I hope so. I hope so. We can only hope. We can only hope. So, a good question. The last time I heard, she was over at her friend Kathy's house. She is incognito. I haven't even watched her. I haven't even received notifications on her page. I don't even know if she's making videos anymore. I don't even know if she's going live with other people. I really just don't know. Ooh, Taco Tuesday. I forgot it's Taco Tuesday. Everybody go get your $1 or $2 tacos today. I'm going to go get mine. Anyways, guys, have an amazing day. God bless each and every one of you. I am out. We will be back here tomorrow. Tomorrow. What time? In the morning. Love ya. Oh, lastly, thank you to all of my incredible mods, the people that write me in my email and provide me new story and new content. I also want to thank you. Keep that stuff coming. Keep that stuff coming. And for all the people that came and decided to show their support and love for this channel today, I wanted to thank you as well. Again, I'm going to try to leave. Talk to you guys all tomorrow.